Following is a class on the Srimad-Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, 7th Chapter, Text number 8, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on September 7, 1976, in Vrindaban, India.
Sasanghita Bhagavatim Krityano Brahma Tatmajam Sukam Adhyapayamasa Nivitti Niratanamani. So, this Sanghita means Vedic literature. There are many rascals, they say that Bhagavat was not written by Vyasa. It was written by some Bopudev, they say like that. Mayavadis, the Nirisharvadi, because although Nirisharvadi or Mayavadi leader Shankaracharya, he wrote comments on Bhagavad Gita, but he could not touch Srimad-Bhagavatam, because in the Srimad-Bhagavatam the things are so nicely set up, Kirtanukrama, that it is not possible by the Mayavadis to prove that God is impersonal. They cannot do it. Nowadays they are reading Bhagavatam in their own way, but that does not appeal to any sane man. Sometimes I have seen a big Mayavadi is explaining one verse from Srimad-Bhagavatam, that because you are God, therefore, if you are pleased, then God is pleased. This is that. You do not require to please God separately. So if you are pleased by drinking wine, then God is pleased. This is their explanation. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has condemned this Mayavadi commentary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Mayavadi bhasya sunile hoy sadbonas. Mayavadi Krishna aparadhi. He has plainly said, no compromise. The Mayavadis, they are great offender to Krishna. Tanaham disatak Puran, Krishna also says. They are very, very envious to Krishna. Krishna is Dibhuj Muralidha, Samasundar. And the Mayavadi explains that Krishna has no hand, no leg. This is all imagination. How much offensive it is, they do not know. But to warn people like us, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has plainly warned that don't go to Mayavadis. Mayavadi bhasya sunile hoy sadbonas. Mayavadi hoy Krishna aparadhi. This is the statement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you should be very, very careful. Don't go to hear any Mayavadi. There are many Mayavadis in the dress of Vaishnava. See, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has explained about them. that এও তো এক কলির চেলা, নাকে তিলক গলায় মালা. That here is a follower of Kali, although he has got a tilak on the nose and neck beads, but he is a Kali chala. If he is Mayavadi, সহজ ভজন করছে মামু সঙ্গে লয়ে পরের বালা. So these things are there. You have come to Vrindaban. Be careful, very careful. Mayavadi Bhashya Sune, there are many Mayavadis here, many so-called Tilak Mala, but they do not know what is there inside. But great acharyas, they can find out. Sutishriti Puranani Pancharatri ki Vidigmina Vaikant ki Harer Bhakti Utpata eva kalpate. They create disturbance only. Therefore, we have to follow the Goswamis. Goswami literature, especially Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which you have translated, in the nectar of devotion. Every one of you should very carefully read and make progress. Don't be victimized by the Mayavadi so-called Vaishnava. It is very dangerous. Therefore it is said, Sasanghita Bhagavatim Kittanukrama Atmajam. It is very confidential subject matter. He taught it, instructed to Sukadeva Gosvami. Atmajam is like father, like son. There is no difference between son and disciple. Janaka Pandit has equalized Tasmat Sisyancha Putrancha Tarayat Natu Lalayat. Lalani Bahavo Dosas, Lalani Bahavo Guna. That is the Vedic system to teach the son and to teach the disciple. If one cannot teach the son is disobedient, he should give up his family life. Otherwise, a father is in obligation to teach the son properly. But if it is not possible, sometimes it so happens, as family members, they do not take care. Otherwise, a Vyasadeva son is expected to become Sukadeva Gosvami. If not, such families, connections should be given them. Anukulla sankalpa, pratikullam vivarjanam. Family life, if it is favorable for advancing Krishna consciousness, it should be accepted. Otherwise, it should be rejected. Anukullasya sankalpa, pratikullam vivarjanam. So, what was the qualification of Sukadeva Goswami, which induced Vyasadeva to teach him the Samhita? Sukamadha payamasa nivitti niratam. He has no more attraction for material world. That is the quality. Nivitti. There are two kinds of life, nivitti and pravitti. Pravritti means materialistic, kurmis. Generally kurmis. They have got tendency to enjoy this material world. That is called pravritti. Pravritti marga. Pravrittisto pravritti is natural inclination. Anyone who has come to this material world, pravritti-rishan bhutana, everyone is in the pravritti marga. What is that pravritti marga? The pravritti marga is these things: sex, meat eating, intoxication, like that. This is pravritti marga. Pravritti-rishan bhutana, nirvittesu mahaphala. So the whole Vedic literature is there, how to make him stop this pravritti marga. That is the whole plan. Otherwise, there are many instances, loki bhavayami samuddha seva nityastu jantu. Nitya, a jantu is called jantu. Jantu means animal, or no intelligence. So those who are jantu, they have got this tendency. Pravritti-rishan. What is that? Bhavayami samuddha seva. Sex and meat eating, amisha, meat, egg, fish, and madda, intoxication. This is pravritti. Loki bhavaya means sex. Amisha madda seva. Nityastu jantu. Jantu means living being, condition in the material world. They have got this general tendency, pravritti. You will find in animals, in birds, in beasts, and beastly human being, two-legged beast. There are four-legged beasts and two-legged beasts. Four-legged beasts are the animals, cats, dogs, tigers, etc., cows, asses. They are four-legged beasts. And there are two-legged beasts, dvipad motion. It is not manufactured, it is there in the Shastra. Dvipad motion. Dvi means two, and pad means legged. So, any human being who is attached to this pravritti marga, sex, meat eating, intoxication, gambling, he is dvipad motion, two-legged animals. This is pravritti marga. Therefore, education should be in such a way planned that he should be nivitti marga. Pravritti-rishan bhutana nivittesu mahaphalam. These are general tendencies for the conditioned soul. But if anyone can control by training, by education, these things, bhavayami samuddha seva, sex life, intoxication, and meat eating, and then he is called nirata. He becomes qualified. The Vyasadeva preferred to teach Srimad-Bhagavatam to his son, Sukadeva Gosvami, because he was nirata, nirata, yes, engaged from the very beginning of his life. As soon as he was, it is said, for 16 years within the womb of his mother, he did not come out purposefully so that he may not be materially attached. Because a small child, the baby comes out from the mother's home. Within the womb, when he is in suffering, he prays to God. This time kindly release me. Now I shall begin Bhagavad Bhajan. One who is a little advanced in his previous life, because it is very, very terrible condition within the womb of the mother. We have forgotten. But we can imagine, if you are packed up in a bag and put hand and legs tightly knotted, just imagine, you cannot live in for 3 minutes. Let's say, if you are airtight packed up like that, as we are put into the womb of the mother, we cannot exist more than 3 minutes. But we existed by the mercy of Krishna. Only by the mercy. That is also nowadays very dangerous. In that packed up condition, he is there, he is already suffering. And the mother is planning to go to the doctor and kill the child. Just imagine how precarious condition in the womb of the mother, and if we do not try in this life that I shall not again enter into the womb of the mother, then what is the value of this life? We have to learn it from the Shastra. You cannot see actually, but the medical science explains that the child is placed in this way. In Bhagavad also it is stated how the child grows his body, how it is put into that precarious condition. So one should be senseful that so much suffering awaiting. Tatha dehantara prapti, and Krishna says, you have to accept that body. Not that death is finished. They have made it a very easy formula, that after death everything is finished. Because there are scarce, they do not take lesson from Krishna. Krishna says, Tatha dehantara prapti, dhiras tattvanamiyati. You have to change your body. But these rascals do not know what kind of body I am going to get, how the body is going to be changed. No, don't care. What? Mura janmani, mura janisi. They do not even try to understand where from so many varieties of life are coming. Jalayana mulakhani savara lakhavim. And still they are passing on a scientist. What science? It is only ignorance. If you have to study science, you have to take it from Krishna. Krishna says, Tatha dehantara prapti. Prakita kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvas. According to your guna, you are creating your next body. Just like according to the infection of a certain disease, you are creating your future disease condition. Similarly, Satagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, there are 3 kinds of the modes of material nature. And as you associate with the 3 kinds of material nature, you prepare your next body. That is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Urdhangachanti sattasva. If you associate with Satagun, then you are promoted to the higher planetary system. Janalok, Mahalok, Tapalok. But these rascals, they do not know. Still, they make an estimate. And what is that estimate? Wherever they go, they find only rocks and sand. There are so many lokas. Each loka is full of living entities, and these rascals are simply taking photographs of rocks and sand. Just see their position, and they're passing on a scientist. How misleading these things are, and how people are being misled. You say. So, it's a very Kali-yuga, it's a very precarious condition, no knowledge, ignorance, and no nivitti, everyone is in pravitti. So, whatever their condition may be, but if you want actual freedom from this material conditional life, then you should follow Acharya. Acharyavan Purusa. Acharya Upasanam. Krishna is personally acting as Acharya. He is coming again as Acharya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has got so many representatives, Acharya, Sri Ramanucharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbaka, Vishnu Swami, so many Acharyas. Evam Parampara Praptam. So take lesson from the Acharya. Sukadeva Gosvami is Acharya. Vyasadeva is Acharya. He is making the next Acharya by teaching him. Adhyapayamasa, Sukam Adhyapayamasa, so that he is becoming Acharya. So we have to go to the Acharya and take lesson. Then, in the previous part, we are advised that Sangvai Sriyamananam Krishne Parama Purushe Bhakti Rutpaddate Pamisa Soko Moho Bhayapa. This is what we are always perplexed with Soko Moho and Bhaya. If you want to get out of it, then read Srimad-Bhagavatam. Not if you say that I am uneducated, illiterate, I cannot read. There is no need of reading. Here, the Sangvai Sriyamanana. Simply hear, but hear from the right person, Sukadeva Gosvami, not rascals, professionals. Then it will be useless. Here, why? Anyone know some grammar or little literary education? Why Sukadeva Goswami had no opportunity to go to school? Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami, as soon as he took birth, after 16 years keeping himself within the womb of the mother, immediately left home. So where is the possibility of taking education? And he was given instruction while he was in the womb of his mother. So these things are sometimes inconceivable. But it is not inconceivable, it is possible. So our real point is that Sukadeva Goswami was not a grammarian, but he learnt everything from his father by hearing. Therefore it is called Sriyamananam. If you hear from the right person, properly, then you become perfect. There is no need of literary education. Therefore Vedas are called Shruti. Shruti means formally the students, they were learning everything. Their memory was so nice and sharp that simply by hearing from Guru's mouth, they would learn that the rascals will come henceforward. They will have not very sharp brain, memory. So let me keep this literature in writing so that in future they may take advantage of it, or somebody will read and they will hear. In this way their life will be successful. So Sukadeva Goswami is the next Acharya. One has to learn from the original Acharya. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsayo vidu. So unless we come to the parampara system, Acharya after Acharya, there is no right education. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's private secretary, personal secretary, and Swarup Damodar, he advised, Bhagavat Parodya Bhagavatas Ane. If you want to learn Srimad-Bhagavatam, You go to a person whose life is Bhagavad. Bhagavad, Grantha Bhagavat and person Bhagavat. Both of them Bhagavat. So Bhagavat Parogya Bhagavatasthana. One whose life is Bhagavatam but nothing else. You should learn Bhagavatam from him, not from the professional person who are earning livelihood by reading or reciting Srimad-Bhagavatam. That will not be effective. We have to find out, like Sukadeva Gosvami, then this study of Srimad-Bhagavatam will be effective. Thank you very much.